Hello book lovers, I'm Kiki and welcome back to my little corner on the internet. It's lovely to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I am so excited for this. As you can see from the title, I am doing a 24-hour readathon. This isn't necessarily my first attempt at it, but it is definitely my first proper attempt because I am filming this intro before going to bed because it is like 6:30 right now on the 30th of December, and I think I'm going to go to bed around 8 so I can sleep for 4 hours before starting the 24-hour readathon, because I'm going to do it from midnight to midnight New Year's Eve. So basically I'm reading into the new year, and I'm so excited for it. I honestly, my thoughts have been filled with nothing except this 24-hour readathon for like the past few days, and I'm so excited for my first proper attempt at this. And I will be just doing the full 24 hours. I will be attempting on doing the full 24 hours. Doesn't matter if I'm like going to the bathroom or eating or something, I will be listening to an audiobook while doing that, so I will not pause the timer. The only exception I am going to give myself is if I realize that halfway through or something, I need like a 1-hour nap. I will pause the timer and I will read until 1 o'clock on the 1st then. And that will be fine. That will be something that happens. And I would rather like have a 1-hour nap and just do it until 1 o'clock than become sick. Because if I get overly exhausted, my body reacts in different ways depending on the day. So that is also why I'm going to sleep for like 4-ish hours before starting it. And yeah, I thought I would give myself a TBR, but I have been trying to come up with this TBR for the last few days, and every single day I'm in the mood for something else. So honestly, this is going to be a mood read. I also want to try to get as many books off of my physical TBR, which means that I will probably end up reading a few of the books that I have technically set aside for 2025. But given that it's 25 series in 2025, and the books I am eyeing right now are part of a series that is 26 books long, reading 3 or so of those is not gonna change anything that drastically. So I will show some of the books that I have been definitely eyeing, like, for a TBR. First up is Before We Forget Kindness. This is going to be a very quick read, but also a really nice palate cleanser, because I'm going to cry my eyes out, I already know, reading this. But this is also going to be such a nice break, because I mostly read fantasy and or romance. So having this, magical realism, Japanese, like, I don't even know what genre this falls into. But anyway, having this is going to be such a quick, nice little palate cleanser, and I'm excited for it. Then I also have Pandora's Jar, Women in the Greek Myths. This is also going to be a relatively quick read. This is divided up into chapters about different women in the Greek myths. So if I feel like after having read, I don't know what, like, about the first few women, after like Helen, the next one would be Medusa, and I can just be like, you know what? I've read 80-90 pages. I'm gonna switch over to a different book that gives me a bit more and less, you know? Then I can switch it out and come back to this later, and that is going to be a very nice way to sort of like change up the pace. Then Apprentice to the Villain. I bought this with the intention of reading it almost immediately, and then I didn't. And I told myself that I need to read this book in 2024. So it needs to be on there. And then I really want to read the second book in the School for Good and Evil, which is called A World Without Princess. And yeah, this is also going to be a quick-ish read. And with quick, right, I mean like 4-ish hours. Because I could also put other books on there that would take much, much longer. But I'm not, because I'm trying to quickly get through my books, right? So this would already be 4 books, and this would not get me through the 24 hours. But I think I'm going to be setting myself this as a TBR and mood read the rest. Because like I said, I am thinking of maybe picking up one of the books, or 2 or 3 in one of the German series that I'm reading. And it would most likely be books 14, 15, and 16 in the Grimm Chronicles, because these are freaking short. So this would be 3 to 4 hours, and I would have 3 books off of my physical TBR. And with trying to get to 250 before the end of the year on my physical TBR, those 3 would make such great progress. Honestly, apart from that, I'm going to mood read. I am going to really just see, maybe I will pick and read completely different books. Because again, I am feeling the mood read right now. Like, I cannot express how much I'm feeling the mood read. And who knows, maybe I will pick up a classic randomly. Maybe I'm in the mood for it. Who knows? I am just going to see where the day takes me. I am probably actually going to start with this one, because this is not going to take much brain power. And given that I'm waking up at midnight to read, I need something that I don't need too much brain power for to begin the readathon with, and that will also give me a sense of success, you know? Because finishing the first book within like an hour and a half, the dopamine hit, you know? So I will not be doing a lot of updates, probably. I will try to be doing really quick updates, maybe every time I finish a book, just because I'm not stopping the timer. So I don't want to waste too many minutes updating you. I will do a big review of it at the end, which will also be giving me time to actually review these books, because I tend to need time to think about my writing. Usually, like a few months ago, a year ago, I stopped reading a book and I knew what rating it was, and now I actually need to think about it, like what? But yeah, so there will be a big review at the end if you don't want to see me actually reading. You can just jump ahead. I'm doing the timestamps, so you good to go to whatever you want to see. And yeah, thank you for watching, thank you for joining me, and please already let me know if you've tried a 24-hour readathon, if you've made it, how many books and pages you've read. Happy reading, happy new year. Although this is going to be posted a little later. But anyway, please enjoy, because I am going to. There's been a slight change of plans. I cannot fall asleep for the love of me, and I am seeing that as a problem, because I've been awake since 7 and I cannot stay awake for like 40 hours. I just can't. And so I have decided to start reading now. It is 9:45 on the 30th. And I'm just going to start reading now. I'm going to stick, I think, for now, with the order that I thought I wanted to read in, and which means that I will be starting with a book that shouldn't take me too long, just to have that first success. And I will see how I feel after that, because it should take me about an hour and a half. I don't actually quite know how long exactly it'll take me. And after that, I will see what happens. Either I will be tired enough to go to bed, or I am still awake enough to be able to read some more. If I need sleep, I will sleep. I will pause the timer for nothing but sleeping. I will make myself physically unwell if I try to push through this, and I am not going to jeopardize my health for a video. I'm just going to be real honest with you on this. I am rather failing the 24-hour readathon than making myself sick. That is that. I had a lot of cute little clips planned for me waking up and starting the timer and whatnot, so I don't know what to do now. Book 1 done after an hour and 20 minutes. I'm tired and I'm not tired and I'm hating it. So I'm just gonna continue reading, and I think I am gonna go with Pandora's Jar and just see how far I get and switch over to a different book if I'm not vibing with it. It's gonna be tiring to read. But anyway, this is the first book in the second season, sort of, so we're getting into the nitty-gritty, and we found out some stuff that I'm actually kind of happy about, so yes, but let's continue. Okay, so I have made it, good question, a little over a third through Pandora's Jar right now, and I am at 21 hours and 27 minutes left. It is midnight, and I am starting to fall asleep, which I knew would happen, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to the bed, and I'm going to continue listening to Pandora's Jar until I am feeling myself fall asleep and not being able to listen anymore, and at that point I will stop the audiobook as well as the timer. And I am thinking of just seeing if I can get an almost full night's sleep. You can see I'm exhausted. If I had slept for 4 hours like I had planned to and woken up half an hour ago, it would not be this much of a problem. But I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna potentially go sleep. Good morning. It is, in fact, 7:12, and I made it 3 hours and a little something yesterday. I have made it a little over halfway through the Pandora's Jar though, and I am about to continue with Eurydice. I will pop in my headphones. Oh, my bad.
and I will listen probably while I go do morning things, and especially get myself a cup of coffee. I will probably be drinking a lot of coffee today, but that's okay. And I am going to continue. I have a little over an hour left in this.
I have 19 hours, 24 minutes left, which means that I am 4 hours and 35 minutes into the readathon. Obviously with a little bit of sleep, and I just finished my second book, Pandora's Jar, Women in the Greek Myths by Natalie Haynes. I like this. This was good. It was a more non-fiction-y book, which I didn't know, honestly. But yeah, I'm happy I read it finally. It's been on my list for a while. And now I need to figure out which book I should read next. And that's not that easy to figure out. Oh my goodness, what should I use? I think I'm sort of eyeing these three. And I think I might go with another one of the Grimm Chronicles for now. And then potentially Apprentice to the Villain. Okay, so we are officially over 6 hours in, which is a quarter. But that's great. And I finished the third book. Yay! I don't really have much to say about it. These are all very much the same, and like I said, I will do it at the end anyway. But now, once again, it's time to think about which book to read next. I also like how I'm doing like a book that takes under 2 hours and then a book that will take 3 to 4 hours. Oh my god, and it's even first book, second book, third book, fourth book. It's black, red, black, red. I did not plan this, but I will be starting Apprentice to the Villain. I think that this is going to be a really nice change of pace because the Grimm Chronicles are starting to annoy me just a tad. I'm excited about the fact that I'm reading though. I'm also playing a little bit of Infinity Nikki while listening to the audiobook because I need to do my daily tasks, you know? And I'm still reading technically anyway. So also what I've realized is if I sit down and read the whole time, I will feel unwell. It's not gonna work. But if I like do other stuff and listen to the audiobook and then sit down to read again and then continue listening to the audiobook and do other stuff, it'll work out better. So I'm doing that. Okay. I just finished Apprentice to the Villain, and I am so close to the halfway point. And oh my god, am I getting tired of reading. But quick chat, which is a quick little break, 1 or 2 minutes. I finished this, and I am going to review this right now because it is a 5 star. Okay, listen. I've been reading a lot of books I have not been enjoying, and Assistant to the Villain, as well as Apprentice to the Villain, has just come as sort of a beacon of hope and light within this trying time. And so I just love these. They are so, I don't even know if whimsical really is the right word, but they are just exactly what I need, right? And so 5 stars is a feeling. It is different for everyone. If you do not love this, fair. I love these just so much. So yeah, but I finished book number 4, and I am about to go have lunch. So I am going to start book 16 in the Grimm Chronicles, and I will be doing the audiobook to it. I am very happy, and I have like 13 hours and 16 minutes left, and I am going to start book number 5. I am doing so well with trying to get my TBR down. I am not going to make it to 250. I'm gonna say this right now. I'm just not. But I might get close, which is making me really happy. I just finished. I am almost exactly halfway through the Readathon, and I'm so exhausted. I just want to sleep, guys. How do y'all do it? I don't understand how any of you do it. But anyway. Yeah, so I did this. I like how we are getting so much more background on on certain characters, like in each book, because honestly that was needed. So I'm intrigued to see what will happen next. But before I jump into the next one of this, I need a different book. I am going to read A World Without Princess. I'm just gonna do it. So, we're at 7 hours, 39 minutes left. And, let's be completely honest here, I'm not staying up to finish this. I am not. I will either just stop with however many hours I will have on the clock some point after midnight, or I will continue it tomorrow. But I am not staying awake until 4 o'clock in the morning to finish this. But anyway, I finished book number 6. So, that's great. This wasn't so great though. So, yeah, I don't know. gotta figure out what to read next now. So, okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna read this. This is also gonna be quite different from this. So, yeah, honestly, at this point, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And, ooh, the spine looks cool. I don't know if you can see that, because obviously, but yeah. Oh, this way you can actually read it. So, last book of the day. But anyway, that I'm not gonna complain about it. It's also, I've read so much today, it's ridiculous. Like, I mean, technically one of the books I read yesterday, but within those 24 hours, I've finished 6 books. So yeah, I'm gonna switch over to the next one. Well, I did not expect to update you this quickly again. I've read for, I don't know, 15 minutes? I don't remember when I said. Yeah. But anyway, I'm DNFing this. This is not for me. I am not invested yet. I made it to like 13%. I'm not invested. I'm gonna put it as a soft DNF for now. I might try it again at a later point when I, haven't already finished 6 books. And just for now, I'm not sure. I just quickly checked Goodreads, and some of the stuff that like people said after some of the stuff people said that were the reasons for DNFing this book or giving it 1 star is already were already the things that were sort of annoying me in like the first 40-ish pages. I wanted to give myself the whole of part 1, but I can't do it. I just can't. I don't care. I'm not invested. The main character, from which point of view this is written, not interested in the slightest. So, DNF! Woohoo! Who would have thought? But now I gotta figure out what to read. And I honestly think that I am going to read The Hobbits of Tolkien by David Day, which is one of the illustrated companion books that I've been collecting and reading, and this is the shortest one, so it should, get me there. And I'm gonna finish this, and I think after that I'm just gonna stop for today. Actually spend some time with my family given that it is New Year's Eve. And then we'll see what happens. I'll probably just finish the rest tomorrow then. Because I also I'm starting to not be able to concentrate on books, which is not what I want. I want to actually enjoy the books I'm reading as well. So just gonna do the rest tomorrow. But I am going to read this. 6 hours to go. I stopped at 22:22, so at 22 past 10. I'm not doing this tonight. I can't. This was so bad. But I did it. I'm never doing this again, and I still have 6 hours left. How do you do it? Oh my god. I'm giving up, at least for today, because I can't. I also, I saw myself in the mirror a couple of minutes ago, and I was like, I look so unwell. I feel like, when you're sick, or maybe it's just me, but when I'm sick, I tend to because I can't really do anything except for maybe watch TV, because my brain doesn't have the capacity to read. So I watch a lot of TV when I'm sick. And then I feel worse because I watch TV the whole day. And then I just look squished. And I feel like that's the same right now. But it's been 18 hours. It's been 18. Yeah, it's been 18 hours. And I managed to get 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books off of my physical TBR. Okay. One of which I DNF'd. And this one I skimmed. It took me an hour. It's almost 200 pages, but half of it was so irrelevant. I am going to try my best to do the remaining hours tomorrow, but I'm also starting a 31 books in 31 days challenge tomorrow, so that's a completely different video. So I'm gonna have to do 6 hours for this, and then finish another book for that video. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Hello. It's the 1st, and I technically have 6 hours left on the clock. However, I have a raging migraine, which I can most likely link directly to me attempting this 24-hour readathon yesterday. So I am making the executive decision to fail this challenge. It's also why the lighting is probably a bit different. I need to actually I need to lower it a bit more. Light is ouchy. But anyway, I am still proud of myself. I technically did sleep, but only for the first 3 hours. I could have just slept normally, gotten up a little earlier, and just started it a little earlier, and then not slept, but I don't know if that makes sense. But anyway, I'm officially stopping this because I am done. I can't. I would want to finish it today. I can't finish it today, but I'm also not gonna, like I said, jeopardize my health for a video or a challenge like that. I have learned from my mistakes. I will not attempt another 24 hours in one go. It does not work for me. But that is okay. I might try this again and do a weekend and do 12 hours and 12 hours. Because I feel like that would be more manageable, but I need sleep. I need to be able to take a break, etc. But let's quickly look at what I read, because I managed to get 8 books off of my physical TBR, which is an immense amount of books, I feel. And I didn't technically even finish the 24 hours, so I don't want to know what I would have been able to do if I had done the complete 24 hours. I also obviously chose really short books, but that was because I needed that, oh yay, I finished a book, that dopamine hit. My last book of the challenge ended up being The Hobbits of Tolkien by David Day, and that was such a disappointing ending because I gave it 1.5 stars. I just did not enjoy what this book was. I thought it would be a lot more like the others that I've read, which one in particular? like an atlas of Tolkien, for example, but this was basically just a sort of look into the origins of the name Hobbit, like the Old English, the Germanic, the Icelandic, the Nordish. Like it's, Norse, not Nordic. What the heck? Like all of those things, and I wanted to know more about the hobbits, and not the origin of the name. So that was disappointing. But I also read The School for Good and Evil. Mind you, this is not in any particular order because they're no longer in any particular order. But The School for Good and Evil, A World Without Princes by Simone Shinani. Sorry, wow. And I gave this 3 stars. I did not enjoy this as much as the first one. This actually annoyed me a little bit. I just... I don't know. I feel like it... Yeah, I can't really say that much about it. I was debating on whether I should even give it a 3 stars, but because there were things that I still liked about it. I do feel like a 3 star is a good, solid rating. Or my... Yeah. It's a solid rating. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. The whole back and forth, is she good, is she evil, who's the villain, what's the goal? And it's like, the first one was really nice, and then this one was just sort of a little bit of a letdown. I also read Pandora's Jar, Women in the Greek Myths by Natalie Haynes, and I gave this 4.25 stars. It was really nice. I loved learning more about these different women in the Greek myths, and it was almost done in a more non-fiction-y way because we got to see different instances of where these women were mentioned and how they were portrayed and how much they got to say versus how little they got to say in certain like plays and stories and whatnot. And I really like this. Yeah, all of these stories were quite nice. Pretty sure I slept through some of Clytemnestra's story, but at this point I've read so many retellings, and they all seemed very similar to what I was seeing here anyway, that it was fine. But still, very enjoyed this. Highly, highly enjoyed finally reading this. Then I read 3 of the Grimm Chronicle books by Maya Shepard. So we've got book 14, Der Sohn des Drachen, book 15, Rosenkuss und Dornenkrone, and book 16, Der Dornenprinz. And I gave book 14 4 stars, and then books 15 and 16 3.75 stars. I have a completely different rating system for these compared to all of the other books, but it's too difficult to explain because it's a feeling, and I can't really explain right now what these feelings are. So, but still, I enjoyed these. We're finally getting to the good part of the story. We're in season 2, because these are basically episodes. Like, each book is an episode. And, I mean, this has 26 books in the series, so we're actually getting really close to the finale, which is really nice. And then my 5-star read of the readathon was Apprentice to the Villain, and I love these books so much. The first one was a 5-star. Ooh, I should not be filming with a migraine, but that's okay. I loved the first one, I loved this one, and I am just so happy that these books exist. I understand if it's not for you, honestly, but it's just like, these feel a little bit like coming home. Like, they're... Also, having watched the videos way before the first book came out, it's just like, it feels so nice. I'm so excited for the next one. And then I also did DNF a book, which was The Spirit Engineer. This is going to be by the way, A.J. West, Hannah Nicole Mayer. But, yeah, this just wasn't it for me, honestly. I didn't enjoy the writing style. The main character was a little obnoxious already in the first, 30-something pages. So, it's a DNF for me. But that's okay. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing me attempt this 24-hour readathon. Again, I will probably try it again at a later date, but we'll see how I will do it. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!